Under the dazzling glow of arena lights and amid the roaring chant of thousands of wrestling fans, a moment unfolded that blurred the lines between sport and spirituality. The first notes of Cult of Personality echoed through the arena, igniting an eruption of passion from a crowd that had waited years for this confrontation. There was no script, no teleprompter, just raw emotion and a history-soaked moment that would leave a permanent mark on WWE's legacy. As CM Punk stood center ring, eyes locked on the current world heavyweight champion, what followed wasn't a promo. It was a confessional, a declaration, a manifesto. He didn't start with insults. He didn't begin with bravado. He started with something far deeper, disbelief. Not in his opponent's skills, but in the sheer magnitude of the moment. "I'm not speechless," he began, voice steady but thick with something heavier, perspective. "I'm dumbfounded. Not because of anything you did or anything you said. It's this moment, the weight of it all, standing here in this ring, across from someone as accomplished as you. And it just hit me." The audience leaned in as one, the kind of silence that means every soul in the arena is listening with their entire body. "I don't want to be the world heavyweight champion," Punk declared. "I need to be." It wasn't a want, a career milestone, or a marketing slogan. It was survival. Breath. Pulse. A fire that wouldn't dim until it was answered. He didn't just say it once. He repeated it again and again, each time anchoring it deeper into the hearts of the crowd. "I need to be world heavyweight champion like I need air in my lungs," he said, voice rising. "Like I need my heart to pump blood through my veins." He drew on imagery that touched the soul of every Midwestern fan in attendance. "Like Detroit needs another Stanley Cup," he cried, eliciting thunderous cheers. "Like a dad mowing his lawn on a scorching Sunday afternoon needs that ice-cold beer." He stopped and added with a smirk, "And no, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. But I get addiction. I understand it because this right here, wrestling, this is my addiction." The crowd erupted again, voices rising in unison, chanting his name. CM Punk. It wasn't just fan worship. It was a generation speaking through him. Punk wasn't just cutting a promo. He was pulling the curtain back on a man who lived and bled this business long before it ever paid him back. He glanced around the arena and continued, slower now. "I need that title, not for the fame, not for the money, not even for the headlines. I need that belt so I can lift it high above my head as a thank you. A thank you to the millions who've chanted my name, who believed in me, who never stopped screaming for me, even when I was gone." The ovation was deafening. Some fans had tears in their eyes. Others chanted louder than ever, fists raised to the rafters. CM Punk wasn't just fighting for gold. He was fighting to make his return mean something more. This wasn't a trophy. This was redemption. "And sure," Punk continued, "maybe to you that sounds like a consolation prize. Maybe to you, it doesn't mean much. But to me, it means everything. And it means something to them," he said, gesturing to the sea of loyal fans around him. Then came the turn. "You, standing there with that belt around your waist, you had the audacity to come out here and say I don't deserve to call myself the best in the world?" Punk asked, tilting his head slightly, his voice now steeled. "You're right. I don't deserve it." The crowd gasped. "I earned it," he growled. "Every drop of blood, every broken bone, every scar. I earned the right to call myself the best in the world. And I earned the right to say it with pride." He stepped closer to the champion now, no fear in his eyes, only the focused fire of a man who's been through wars both inside and outside the ring. "You strut around here with that title. You talk the talk. But you can't walk it the way I've walked it. You wear that belt and you think you're me. But you're not. I've laid waste to legends. Hall of Famers. Icons. Guys you dream about sharing the ring with. Your resume? It doesn't hold a candle to mine. This ain't apples to apples." The crowd was on its feet now, the tension thick enough to snap. And that's when the champion snapped. "You know what, Punk?" he shot back, stepping forward, anger flashing in his eyes. "I've had enough of this." "Shut the..." Punk held up a hand. "I wasn't finished." Gasps again. the gall, the confidence, the dominance. There's levels to this, Punk said slowly. And kid, you're about to learn that the hard way. Come SummerSlam, you're going to find out what happens when you step into the ring with the real best in the world. He took a long breath, letting his final words settle like the blade of a guillotine. You're not on my level. As great as you think you are, Saturday night, I'm walking out with that championship. And when I do, at least you'll be able to say you stood in the same ring. You'll be able to say you felt what it was like to go toe-to-toe with the one, the only, best in the world. The crowd's response was seismic, their unified cry thundering through the arena. CM Punk. CM Punk. And as he stood there, chest heaving, eyes locked on the man he was about to face at the biggest event of the summer, there was no longer a question of if. There was only one truth left to absorb. CM Punk wasn't chasing legacy. He was legacy. And this war? It had just begun. The noise inside the arena refused to die down. It wasn't just fan excitement anymore. It was an uproar, a storm of belief. Belief in a man who'd walked away from the industry years ago, only to return like a phoenix, demanding not just respect but redemption. CM Punk had delivered a declaration, but the night wasn't over. The tension between these two men wasn't just professional, it was personal. It was generational. One man was the standard-bearer of today. The other, a symbol of resistance and rebellion, a prophet of wrestling's soul. The world heavyweight champion stood frozen in place, visibly rattled. Not by fear. Not even by the pressure of defending his title. But by the realization that no matter how polished his promos were, no matter how much gold was draped around his waist, he had never stood across from someone like this before. CM Punk wasn't chasing clout. He wasn't searching for social media likes. He wasn't here to trend on TikTok. He was here to rip through the foundation of WWE with every syllable he spoke. Punk paced slowly, eyes scanning the crowd with appreciation and purpose. He wasn't just cutting a promo, he was drawing battle lines. He stopped at the ropes, leaned forward, and looked straight into the hard cam, the moment perfectly framed by history. You all know what this means, he said. This isn't about main events or merchandise. This isn't about some boardroom decision. This isn't about who's popular today and forgotten tomorrow. This is about everything. Everything I've ever fought for, bled for, walked away from, because I couldn't stand what this place had become. His voice dropped. His next words meant more for the man standing in the ring than the crowd itself. And now it's mine again. Not because it was handed to me, because I took it back. The champion interrupted again, stepping forward, raising the microphone with fire in his eyes. You think you're better than me because of the past? This is a new era, Punk. My era. And it's not your story anymore. It's mine. But Punk didn't flinch. Instead, he cracked AS.